babes, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Catherine Alexandra. On today's video, I'm going to be doing a lock Q&A for you guys. So if you follow me on my social media, I get a lot of questions about my locks. A lot of these commonly asked questions, I've made videos about them answering them, but some of them I haven't. So I figured it'd be best if I just create one standalone video where I answer all of these questions about my locks while also retwisting my hair at the same time. My locks are about 5 weeks post retwist, so it needed to be done. So I figured I might as well kill two birds with one stone and answer these questions while also retwisting my hair for you guys at the same time. Let me go ahead and put on my glasses because you guys know I cannot retwist my hair without having my glasses on. I cannot see without them. So let's go ahead and answer the commonly asked questions I get about my hair. How many locks do I have? I have 92 locks, and they are about medium size. I say medium because they're not small, but they're not medium. My locks are all like different sizes. If you look closely, you'll see locks like these in the front that are kind of on the small side, but then you have locks like these in the middle of my head that are on the medium size. So I say I have medium size locks. Another question I get asked is my hair density. So I would say that I have like medium hair density. I have always had thick hair, but not like super thick to the point where, at least for me, like I felt like it was too much to handle. I'll insert a clip here of my loose natural hair and what it looked like in a wet state, and then also what it looked like when it was fully blow dried. So that is my hair density, you guys. So this next question, I feel like I say it in like every video, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it. So I have had my locks since January of 22. So it has been a year and September. It has been a year and 8 months since I've had locks. So how did I start my locks? I started my locks with the 2-strand twist method, and for the first 6 months, I interlocked my roots. So the reason why I started my locks with twist is because prior to starting my locks, like I said earlier, I've always had natural hair. And so I've done twists, like mini twists in my hair as a style before, and I always liked how it looked. So I knew that once I locked my hair, how my hair would pretty much look like with a whole bunch of twists in my head. I knew that twist would not only look good, but the method would also work for me. And I also kind of just saw the difference. I did a little bit of research on the difference between starting your locks with 2-strand twist versus using the comb coil method. Also having conversations with the loctician at the time, who also advised that 2-strand twist would be better for my hair type as well. But just seeing the differences of like how locks tend to form when you have twists versus comb coils, I took all that into consideration and decided that twist would just be a better option for me. And I'm very happy with my decision. So have I always been self-maintaining my locks? No. So I started my locks with the loctician using the 2-strand twist method. I was going to a loctician for about 6 months. Well, I went through 3 different locticians. I got a whole video about that. But I was going to locticians, 2 professionals, for the first 6 months of me having locks. And then after that, I decided that I no longer wanted to interlock and I no longer wanted to go to a loctician. So since then, since last summer, I have been self-maintaining my hair. I have been self-retwisting it. I obviously stopped interlocking it, and yeah, this is what my hair is looking like. Okay, babe, so it is like an hour later. I went ahead and retwisted the back half of my head, and I wanted to stop here and just answer some more questions. And one of the most commonly asked questions that I get is, what products do I use to retwist my locks? Always use to retwist my locks is the Cream of Nature Invigorating Scalp Refreshing Leave-In Conditioning Spray. You saw me using this earlier. I talk about this on my channel all the time. I'm still waiting for Cream of Nature to sponsor me because I talk up this product all the time. And before I even continue, all of the products that I talked about in today's video and that you have seen, nothing is sponsored. Everything is my money that I paid for, like I always say. But if anybody wants to sponsor me, then I'm definitely open to it. But anyways, I use this on my scalp all the time. I love it. It has that cool, tingly feeling. You guys, I could go on and on about this. You already know how I feel about this. This here is my homemade oil mix that I make. I have a video on my channel where I talk about all the oils that are in this. It's like castor oil, eucalyptus, tea tree, almond oil. I have a video on my channel where I pretty much break it down, like why I use all of these oils in my scalp. But the reason why I use my own homemade oil mix is that there are certain oils that work well for my hair and certain ones that don't work well. And I'd rather just make my own mix at home of all the oils that I know work well for my hair versus going out there and buying like a pre-packaged oil mix and then it doesn't really work in my favor. So this is what I use on my hair all the time. You saw me using it earlier. It's the only oil mix that I will use. I use that on my hair after I spritz it with the leave-in conditioner. And then for the lock gel that I use, I have been using this recently, the lock-in gel. This is really popular. I've seen it all over like TikTok and stuff, so I decided to give it a try because the other lock gel that I was using, it finished, and I'm always, you know, when something is done, I am willing to try something new. So I decided to give this one a try. This one is very good. It is $26. So best believe I will be using this whole tub before I go out there and attempt to purchase any other lock gels because it is pricey. But as you can see thus far, and I'll show you at the end, the hold on it is very, very, very good. So I have no complaints. I do feel like it is worth the $26 and the ingredients on it are really great. So that is what I've used thus far to retwist my locks. And another question that I get asked about my locks is how often do I retwist them? So I retwist my hair, and I've been kind of toying around with it, but I think I found the sweet spot. I've been retwisting my hair every 4 or 5 weeks for the last maybe 3 months. I've done the whole, oh, I want to wait like 8 weeks and stretch out my retwist. And when I did that, I experienced a bit of breakage. I don't know if it was just solely because of that, but I do feel like that had a factor to do with it. The back of my hair, that texture is a lot looser, it's a lot finer, it's a lot softer. So I felt like that extended amount of time of it not having any maintenance done may have contributed to the breakage. Another question that I also get asked is, do I spritz my hair daily with water? And for the most part, yes, I do lightly spritz my hair with either rose water or just regular water every other day. Let's keep going into this retwist. And another question that I get asked is, how do I retwist my locks? What method do I use? And what's my setup? Someone recently asked me, like, how do I retwist the back of my head, which I never really show you guys on camera because it is difficult for me to retwist my hair, retwist the back of my hair while showing it to you on camera because of the setup that I have going on. But I'm going to show it to you today. So first and foremost, the method I use to retwist my hair, I use the palm roll method. I only retwist my roots. I have a very, very detailed video on my channel. I will link it below of how I retwist my locks. I'm not going to go into that detail today just because that video is there and it's pretty helpful. But I do have a lock here that I will just lightly and quickly go ahead and show you guys how I retwist it. So in terms of setup for how I retwist my locks, this is my bathroom. I do have vanity mirrors, so I'm able to pretty much move my mirrors to help me see better. So what I do is I look in this mirror while this mirror behind me allows me to see the back of my head. And I have my tripod here with my light, so that light also helps me to see the back of my head. So this is the setup that I use, you guys. I know everyone's bathroom is different, but there are mirrors, like vanity mirrors, on Amazon. I'm actually gonna put it on my Amazon storefront, but they do have like vanity mirrors that you can like hook onto like a back of a door, and those mirrors will fold open so that you can see the back of your hair. Like they're specifically designed for helping you to part your hair. So I'll link it below. It wouldn't be as big as this obviously, but it is very helpful. But this is my setup. Another question that I also get asked is how long does it take me to retwist my locks? It takes me usually 2 hours to retwist my locks, which is actually pretty good because most of the times I'm recording while I'm retwisting it. Today I started my hair at like 4:30 and it's now 6 o'clock and I only have this little bit to go. I'm pretty sure I could finish it in 30 minutes. So yeah, it takes me 2 hours to retwist my locks. Now, 2 other products that I do use sometimes when I retwist my locks, I didn't mention it. One is I use foaming wrap lotion and styling strips. I use this sometimes on my locks when I'm done retwisting it, and today I'm actually going to use it. But I use it sometimes to kind of help my retwist lay down and not necessarily last longer, but just more so to get it to kind of stay in place more. So I'll put some of this on my locks and then tie it down with the wrap it styling strips, and then I'll go under my bonnet hood hair dryer and let my hair dry like that. Like I said, I don't always do it. It honestly has been a while since I've actually done it, and I've been in the gym lately, so you know, my hair has been looking a lot frizzier more sooner than it normally would, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and use it today. But that's also another 2 set of products that I sometimes use. Another question that I get asked is if I blow dry my locks, and whenever I am retwisting my locks, I do lightly blow dry my hair first on like a cool, warm setting. The reason why I do this is that it just helps to make drying my hair, the process, a lot faster, because when I am done retwisting my hair, I do like to sit under my bonnet hood hair dryer, and instead of sitting under that hair dryer for like 30-45 minutes, I only have to sit under it for like 15-20 minutes because I already went ahead and dried some of my hair at the beginning before I started retwisting my hair. So I do blow dry my hair. It's only when I'm retwisting it, just because I want to make the process a lot faster. I've already spent 2 hours retwisting it, so I don't want to spend the whole day waiting for my hair to dry or going to bed with wet locks. So I definitely do lightly blow dry. When it's in between retwist time and I do wash my hair, I usually will let it air dry if I'm home for the day and it's early enough in the day where my hair can air dry without me going to bed with wet locks. But if I do wash my hair later at night, then I'll definitely lightly blow dry it. Okay, babe, so I am back and my hair is finally done. I'm finished blow drying it. I took down all the clips and these are the results of my retwists. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to check out my lock care and advice playlist. I have so many videos there offering some guidance on locks and self-maintaining locks and my lock journey and all of that stuff. So definitely make sure that you check that out. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.